Coach, maybe just talk to us. Coming into this game, did you think you were going to run the ball for 40-plus times, or were you guys just taking what you were given?
Just taking what we were given. You know, I've talked before about this offense. Everybody kind of dubs it a pass-happy, you know, offense or whatever, and it's just it's football math. You know, if they give us some numbers, then we're going to try to run it, and if they give us some numbers in the pass game, then we're going to try to throw it a little bit. I thought that was one thing that they did tremendously well in the second half was they took away our run game a little bit in the second half. We were trying to continue to run it and get those two backs, Nick and Roman. Continue giving them the rock, and I thought that they did a tremendous job. Austin Peay did of taking that run away a little bit at times, and made it awfully difficult to run. But it was just it's one of those things. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And we just kept going back to the well until the well was dry. And I thought Roman and Nick both ran the ball extremely well. I thought the offensive line played very well while we were running it. And then I also thought that Jesse Blackman, the H's, you know, did a very good job in their run pro when they were called to do so.
Back-to-back weeks, you have a 100-yard rusher with Roman Clay. Is he starting to emerge as maybe your lead back? I mean, I know you start different guys all the time, but
yeah, really I think so. I think so. You know, he's just he's a tough running guy, man. He runs well behind his pads, and he's getting better at that. You know, I think that was one of the big things that Coach Dawkins tried to do this summer, this fall camp, kind of going into the season was, you know, Roman's a 200-pound guy, a 200-plus pound guy, and he was not very, very good at running behind his pads. You know, when we got here in August, and man, he has worked awfully hard at that, and yards after contact is what he's improving the most on. You know, you're seeing him not dance as much as he is kind of shedding a tackler, you know, and falling forward instead of falling backwards. And I think you know, all of those yards add up. All of those 1 and 2 yard gains that you get while you're leaning forward, those add up, and he's done a tremendous job of that.
3 turnovers in the first half, 2 forced fumbles, Demetrius Mason, a blocked PAT, then the interception. You feel like that was the game changer? Yeah,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought that I was the most pleased with our defensive effort. I thought that they were tremendous tonight. You know, especially in the second half when our offense came out a little bit flat. I thought that they kept their intensity, and very, very pleased with the way our defense played tonight. I mean, very, very pleased. Turnovers. We talk about turnovers. It's one of our 5 truths to win a football game, and was very, very pleased with the way that they played.
286 yards by KD through the air, 261 yards by your running backs on the ground. What a great balance. Just
yeah.
How do you feel about the balance of your offense?
Well, I feel pretty good now. That's the first time I heard. That was the first chance I got to look at it. I knew that I thought we had ran the ball pretty well, and I thought that we threw it okay at times. But seeing it on paper, that you know, that's a pretty good day at the office. You know, and now I'll change all of that for a W any day of the week. It doesn't matter. And but yeah, I thought KD did a very good job when he was asked to throw the ball. You know, they did a couple of things in the secondary, kind of tied him up a little bit, and he fought through those. And then, like we said, those 2 backs, man, they just had a tremendous day running the football.
Pokey Harris had a pretty good run back today. Is kind of, I mean, he's probably been bottled up in earlier games, but it just seems like he's kind of broke out today a little bit.
Well, you know, the thing about Pokey is the first 3 games, he didn't get very many opportunities, and that frustrated him a little bit. And he stayed the course, man, and you know, they're starting to kick it a little bit to him now, and he's an explosive guy, you know, and he has the ability. When you put hats on hats, he has the ability to change a game around. So, you know, it's just up to us to figure out ways to continue to allow him to do that.
Is there any one particular thing that you were able to do this week preparing for this game that you think led to the victory?
No, not really. It was more so a mindset, you know, and that's a great credit to my players. We talked on Sunday, and you know, and we do themes of the week each week, and our theme this week was together, and that meant practicing together. playing together, having fun together. And I thought that that was probably the biggest difference, was they just kind of took that mindset, and it started on Sunday, carried over to Monday, carried over to Tuesday. Tuesday was one of our better Tuesday practices, even Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, yesterday, believe it or not, the day before the game, it was one of our most high-intensity practices I've ever seen on a Friday. And I think I just very grateful to these players on their effort this week.
I think you have a bye coming after this victory. Does that come at a good time for you?
You know, we're okay injury-wise. I always love byes. I think any coach, I don't think there's ever a bad time to have a bye. But obviously, right here before we play UT Martin, that always helps because they're a very tough opponent. But we're going to treat it, our bye week isn't really just a good bye week. We'll treat Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all the same. And then Thursday, we'll do a team meeting that afternoon, and then I'll send them home because some of these guys haven't seen their families in quite some time. And they'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, and then we'll bring them back the following Sunday and get ready for the Skyhawks.
So in a situation like this with the bye week, you wait till the next week to start getting ready for the upcoming opponent?
No, we'll do a couple of extra days for UT Martin. We'll take Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday and just kind of do some base things and base plans and so on and so forth. However, you do have to be careful as a coach when you get a bye week. The cardinal sin is you get 2 weeks to prepare for somebody and you put a bunch of stuff in that just kind of overloads your kids, and they don't really know the game plan because it's so big. So we'll do a good job limiting some things that we allow them to look at and just how much scheme we put in. But we're going to use those days to get a leg up.
What was your experience like with meeting Coach Nutt today?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable guy. Unbelievable passion for this university, this program, that team. Just unbelievable passion for this program, and an unbelievable passion for football. And I think that helped. That carried over to my team. I was honored to have Coach Nutt come and talk to the guys Friday night, just for 10 or 12 minutes. And, I told my guys, I said, you got the 95 team. They're out here at 9 o'clock at night in the rain, and they're doing jog-throughs. They had their plays, and they knew the plays. Coach Nutt's over there calling them. They made the kicker take his shoe off because he used to kick barefooted. And programs who win like that, they win because they've got a bunch of players who love football and they love the game and they love the program that they play for. And it was evident in meeting those guys and meeting Coach Nutt. Just a tremendous coach and a tremendous class act.
Coach, going back to the first kickoff return in the game, how much momentum did that give you guys to start off the game?
I thought it was huge. I thought the way the game started was huge for us. I really did. I thought we did some good things there early. We got out to a good start, offensively and defensively. I will say I was a little bit discouraged about the way we came out in the second half. I thought we came out a little bit flat in the second half, but it's like I said, I'll handle that tomorrow. We'll worry about all the goods that we did today, and we'll worry about all that stuff tomorrow. But the starting of the game was, if you can think about it in your head and say, hey man, I think this is the way I want the game to work out, that was kind of it.
Coach, 6 for 7 in the red zone, 4 of them touchdowns, 2 field goals. How big is that coming off of a few weeks where you guys have struggled a little bit in the red zone?
Huge, because it was a point of emphasis. It was a point of emphasis this week, and I tell you one thing. I want to give a quick pub to Connor Mitchell too. Because he missed that one, and he came back and responded very well, and I'm proud of that kid for doing that. And but it was huge, obviously, just because that was such an emphasis coming into this week.
Defensively, what do you think the key was to hold a explosive running back like that
Intensity.
to only 1 touchdown?
Intensity. Those guys, they fed off the coaches tonight. They fed off one another tonight. And I thought that, obviously I think they've got some things that they've got to fix and all of that kind of stuff we'll worry about tomorrow. But I thought for 4 quarters, that's the most intense that we've played as a defensive unit.
Just kind of a binary question here, I guess. Where do you think you've improved the most since the beginning of the season, and where do you need to improve in order to beat UT Martin?
Well, I think that it's like I'll probably give you a very cliche answer, but it's the truth. I think that we just have to improve every day, and there's not one aspect of our football team right now that's that's perfect or that's exceptional or anything like that. So all phases. All phases of the game, we've got to improve. We got to continue to improve, and we've got to do that every day. And but I think from a mindset, I think that obviously this was a big win from a standpoint of mindset with the guys. That locker room, man, they got the music jamming. They're all dancing. They're ready to have their homecoming night, and that's okay. But we've got a lot of improving to do. We beat a very good football team tonight. I don't take anything away from Austin Peay, but we've got a lot of improving to do if we want to continue that success moving forward.
Why don't we just go one more question?
Okay.
What does a win like this do for your team for the rest of the season?
I don't know, but I do know that tonight it makes them feel a lot better. And we're going to enjoy this one for 24 hours, and then tomorrow we'll show up and we'll act like it never happened, and we'll get ready for UT Martin.